Hi guys, I am here as part of a collaboration video with 3 other YouTubers. We are doing Weight Watchers on a Budget collab, which I'm really excited about. The other YouTubers that I am doing this with are Jess with Weight Watchers Journey to Healthy, Kelly with Freedom in a Budget, and also Juli with Living Large on Lifetime. It'll be awesome because we're all sort of in different spots in our Weight Watchers journey. Of course, Jess and I are doing Simply Filling. Juli is on Lifetime, and Kelly is sort of in the middle of all of it, but she's also fantastic at budgeting, so she's a great person to have along with us. So the challenge is going to be making meals under a certain dollar amount. So this week there's a whole schedule, and I'll have it put down below in the description box, as well as links to all of the other ladies that are doing this collab. Please go and check them out. This week I am doing dinner and a snack or dessert. So today on the 15th will be my dinner, and it has to be under $3 a serving. And then on the 17th will be my snack or dessert. I haven't decided what it's going to be yet, but that will also have to be under $3. Next week I have breakfast and lunch, and they have to be under $2 a serving. So for today's video, I am going to be making a Simply Filling version of chili mac, and I'm also going to be making just a few changes to it because it is a meal that I'm sharing with Chad. He doesn't like beans, so I'm going to be removing beans from the recipe, but I believe even if you had the beans in the recipe, it would still be under $3 a serving, because the way my math is working out, it is very, very low per serving, so that is kind of exciting. So we also, in each video, will be sharing either eating on a budget tip, living on a budget tip. So because I am pairing this with a cook with me, I'm going to be doing a cook with me video, or portion of this video right after this. I'll go ahead and share my first tip now. My first tip is make recipes that will yield a lot of servings. Leftovers! I used to hate leftovers, but this year I've been really trying to stick with making recipes and eating what I've made, trying not to waste stuff. So I've embraced leftovers. So I always recommend, and I'm really loving finding recipes, making them Simply Filling, and then they yield so many other servings, so I can have it throughout the week, and it just, you know, solves the problem of having to think of what to have for lunch or dinner one day where Chad's not home. So I love recipes that yield a lot of servings. And of course it cuts down your cost per serving, or per meal, because you get so many servings out of it. So that is my first tip for this collab. So now I'm going to take you into the kitchen, show you what you need to make this chili mac recipe. As always, I will link the original recipe down below. It is actually a core recipe, which was the wordage for Simply Filling back in the day with Weight Watchers. So I will link that recipe. I will put the items that I use down below, and I will try and figure out the points per serving for you as well. But the recipe should be entirely Simply Filling, of course. There are a few things on the list that I had to guess on, because I just forgot to make a note when I had purchased, you know, onions. I forgot to remember what the price per pound was. So I'm just guessing, but I don't think it will affect. I would have to be very, very far off in order for it to make it over $3 a serving, and you'll see the final total when we're all done. I also there are some spices in here like cumin and chili powder, and it's pretty difficult to figure out how much a container of chili powder, how many teaspoons that would yield, because I have thrown away all of my containers. I have them in glass jars. So again, it's difficult for me to really figure out the price of that, but I'm sure it's pennies. So again, won't affect the bottom line. Okay, so I'm going to take you in the kitchen, show you what you need. Okay, this is what you guys need for the recipe. The recipe says 12 ounces of ground beef. I'm of course using the 93% lean, 7% fat. because that is Simply Filling. This is a 1.03 pounds. I'm just going to use the whole thing. You need pasta, but of course I'm using whole wheat. These are whole wheat spirals. I did get them on clearance for $1.29. They're still good. They haven't expired. I don't know why they were on clearance, but I picked them up. But I did calculate my recipe based on the full price of this bag, which would be $2.29. So they were $1 off. The recipe says you need a cup. I don't agree with that. It doesn't look like it would be, it looks like it would be pasta for one person. So I'm probably going to use half this bag. But in my recipe, in my calculation, I think I just included the price for the entire bag. We'll see what ends up happening. I have a medium onion. This again is something that I can't remember how much it costs, but I'm gonna say it costs 60 cents for one onion. I'm gonna use a couple of cloves of garlic, and this of course would be pennies. You need, the recipe says half a cup of Parmesan. This is just to put on it once it's done. So we'll see again how that works out. You need a can of stewed tomatoes. The recipe does call for Mexican style, but Aldi didn't have Mexican style. So this is just the thing that I picked up. This can was 49 cents. Oh, this cheese was $2.47 for the entire bag, of course. And half a cup of it would be 82 cents. You need 2 tablespoons of green chilies. This can was 65 cents. I'm gonna open it up and see what it looks like. I might just end up using all of it. Then you need some tomato sauce. The recipe does call for 1 1/4 cup of tomato sauce. This is 8 ounces. This was 25 cents, and I do have some leftover tomato sauce on hand that I'm gonna use as well, if it doesn't look like it's enough. And then you need a teaspoon of cumin, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, and you'll be good to go. So the first step is to, of course, chop your onion and cook it with the ground beef. So let's get that going. Okay, once you have cooked your beef, onions, and I added some garlic in there and drained it off, you will add your stewed tomatoes, your tomato sauce. This was a cup, so I'm gonna put a little bit of that in there. And then, like I said, the recipe called for, I believe, 2 tablespoons, yes, of canned green chilies. So I don't know what I'm gonna use. And then the teaspoon of cumin, 2 teaspoons of chili powder. So you're gonna put all of that in here right now and bring it to a boil. Okay, so I added all of my ingredients and I just stirred it through and brought it to a boil. Then I went ahead and added maybe 3/4 of that bag of pasta. That is all I have left. And you would also add the kidney beans in at this point, but I'm not adding beans. So you will bring it to a simmer and cover it and cook it for about 15 minutes until the pasta is cooked through. Here is the finished product, guys. It's been cooking for 15 minutes. It should be all done. I did cut up the tomatoes a little bit just because we don't like huge chunks of tomatoes. And what you can do now is portion it out. The recipe says that it's 6 servings. And I am going to put, if I were to use the Parmesan cheese, I would put half a tablespoon on there because that means it's 0 points and simply, or no count for Simply Filling. But you could always add fat-free cheddar or something like that. But for the purposes of this video, down below and at the very end, I will put the Parmesan because that is what the recipe calls for. So, I can't wait to dish it up. I did go ahead and measure it as I was taking it out of the pan, and it is 6 heaping cups. I mean, very rounded heaping cups. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave my recipe at 6 servings. This is approximately a serving. Because I'm on Simply Filling, I don't need to weigh or measure it. I did have half a tablespoon of shredded Parmesan on there for 0 points. So yeah, it looks delicious. I hope you guys enjoyed this budget cook with me video. Like I said before, make sure you check out all the ladies. They will be linked below, as well as the schedule for the videos that we're doing over the next 2 weeks. This recipe, again, is an adaptation of another recipe, which I will link below and put all the information, the ingredients that I used down below. The recipe says that it yields 6 servings. So if I put the ingredients that I used into the recipe builder in the Weight Watchers app and divide it by 6, it does make 10 points per serving. I haven't divvied it out because it is simply filling. I just plan to have a serving tonight and then put it into some Tupperware to have throughout the week probably. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope if you make it, please let me know down below. Give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys on Thursday for my snack or dessert under budget. Bye.